shit game. It was a shit game. Real Madrid against Osasuna, that was a shit game. And after that shit La Liga game, the biased refereeing, we are over here for watching the Bundesliga clash. It is the likes of Bayern who are facing Leverkusen. This game is going big, guys. This game is going big. No shit type of La Liga matches to be watched because it is the Bundesliga. And to be precise over here, let's have the perfect lineups which both the teams are facing. And in this, if we talk about in the Bundesliga table, Bayern are at the top, and with the lineup which Leverkusen is having so good in it, just have a look of the Leverkusen lineups. It is their injury man Boniface back to the squad, but not in the starting lineups. Patrick Schick hasn't even been chosen in the starting lineups. It is the likes of Florian Wirtz and Nathan Tella, Grimaldo and Frimpong on the wings, Palacios, Zaka, Tapsovata on the defense, Hincap and Michele will be making those sweeper back movements time and again, much to be seen, with Xavi Alonso going with this formation. And on the other hand, with the substitutes which they are having, Garcia, Adli, Buendia, Hoffman, Hendrik, Schick and Boniface, of course. But to talk about the lineups of Bayern Munich over here, they have got Harry Kane, Olise and Coman on the forwards, with the likes of Musiala and Jamal Musiala, if you talk about him, up to 2036 years at a stretch he will be remaining at Bayern, and the deals have been done. The deals have been finalized, and no denying the fact Musiala is the new face of Bayern. After the departure of Muller, maybe next season, Muller hasn't been given those play time as well. And talking about the defensive aspects, it is Kimmich and Pavlovic on the midfields. Goretzka not being picked up because he has become a bit of a late stalemate. And on the right back side is Lima, center back side is Upamecano and Min Jae Kim, much of the preferred center back pairings which Vincent Kompany is having. But it is Hiroki Ito, the new signing this season, who got those injuries. He is making his appearances for the first time in the Bundesliga this season. He has got those previous UEFA Champions League fixtures as well, where he made those appearances. And that was against Celtic. He was given those substitution moments. But in this, Hiroki Ito has been picked on the starting lineup. On the left backs, Alphonso Davies down with injuries. It is Palina again down with those illness. Not available for the substitutions as well. Daniel Peretz with those abdominal injury is also not available with those setbacks. Vincent Kompany has got that new goalkeeper signing Udvig. Defensive aspects, he has got Dyer, Stanisic, Guerrero and Sacha Boey to be the replacement if it is needed. Leroy Goretzka and Muller on the midfields, and Leroy Sané and Gnabry, the two substitutes which can be taken in the in the substitutions for the Bayern. So these were the lineups. And talking about the Bundesliga table, it is Bayern at the top with, oh my god, that is Lama getting those challenges. Yes, the game has begun, just 5 minutes of into it. But talking about the Bundesliga, look at that. It is Leverkusen who have conceded 27 goals. And this is at the Bay Arena, the second leg which is going to happen. That is a cross from Pimpong. Min Jae Kim just gets those interception good inside the box. It is all fiery work and smoke which has covered up the field. Leverkusen at home taking the advantage. Will they try to get some sort of those camouflage movements and shots to be taken? But Leverkusen, to be precise, have considered, yes, the fact which we were talking about, 27 goals they have considered, 49 they have scored, and 19 Bayern has considered, 65 they have scored. The record mister are building up the team time and again. It is Vincent Kompany doing good in the Bundesliga. What he is struggling is in the likes of those away games. It is the last time when Leverkusen and Bayern had a clash, and it was in the DFB Pokal where Manuel Neuer was given those red card. Bayern were down to 10 men in just 13 minutes of the gameplay, and that resulted in a bad exit from the DFB Pokal. This was the last time when Bayern and Leverkusen met. It was a 1-0 win for Leverkusen at the Allianz Arena. And prior to that, in the Bundesliga first leg, it was a draw, both the teams sharing the points, and it is the second leg at the Bayer Arena, home of Leverkusen. Bayern are going to face. Jamal Musiala has got those contract extensions. Will it be Florian Wirtz coming in 2025 at Bayern, because the demon shaft under Nagelsmann are having these two young players, Musiala and Florian Wirtz, to be must seen for the next 5 to 6 years if they are running good at best condition. Apart from that, both the teams are having some sort of injuries. Hermoso, Belosian, and Terrier from Xabi Alonso's team has got those. And Xabi Alonso, the time when Bayern were guided by Thomas Tuchel, has got those 3-0 wins. It was Leverkusen, those invincible, never lose and stint runs they were making the previous season, and they first got their defeat that was against Atlanta in the Super Cup. In the Europa, but oh my God, look at that from Koeman. Yes, Leverkusen got those defeats under Atlanta, and after that, the Leipzig were the first to get them their defeat at their home. That was the first one Leverkusen got, and after that, Leverkusen in the table, to be much precise of, they have got those 8 draws. It is Leverkusen who are managing much with the draws. They haven't got those losses. They have just got a single loss. It was against Leipzig, which they got. But the draws which we are talking about is those of 8 draws which Leverkusen has gotten. In the Serie A, it is Juventus who has got those maximum draws. In the Bundesliga, it is Leverkusen getting those 8 draws. Frankfurt has got 6, Bayern has got 4, Leipzig has got 7 draws. But it is Leverkusen who have got those maximum draws. That is bit concerning. The game is on way, and there is also a poll which has been pinned on the chat section that who is going to get those wins. It is the record Mister who are going to get it big. It is the never losing Leverkusen getting those wins. It is either a draw or this game is going to be abundant. But the matches which are happening across the globe, talking about them, the referees are playing a vital role. Whether this referee, Daniel Siebert, will cause any upsets or not, will that be also a watch, because most of the matches across the globe is just getting those bad hamper moments with the referees. This referee, Daniel Siebert, is from those German association. And talking about him, is there any controversies of him or not? That will be also the watch to have. And in the 2022 World Cup, Qatar accused of making some Tunisia's midfielder. That is a challenge to Olise inside the box. Daniel Savard, the referee, not paying any heed to it. That was a challenge to Olise inside the box. That was huge. And yes, talking about him, he has admitted that he has made some mistakes. That fixture against Borussia Dortmund, referee Daniel Savard have came out later and admitted that the penalty would have been the right call. And it was Benjamin Pavard who was, just got those bad moments with those decisions. Having hindered the mister of the match to Benji himself. That was a clean tackle just by the direction of the ball. Pavard was given. Some sort of mistakes in this game is definitely going to, because that was Brandt who got those bad tackles, and Daniel Sabot was the man. There was some conflict also that game against the Dortmund. It was a different case. But Daniel Sabot, the man, is he going to make those differences or not? That will also be the watch to have. That is some sort of challenge. Upamecano has been fouled. Oh my God, give him a red card. Give him a red card. Give that player a red card. He definitely needs not a yellow card. Not a yellow card needed. That is definitely going to be a red card. Look at that tackle. Oh my God. Leverkusen are playing it bad. Leverkusen are playing it bad. Leverkusen are really playing it bad, and that is a bad tackle to Upamecano. Leverkusen are taking the nerves. It is bad. Kimmich needs to talk. Kimmich needs to talk. That is definitely not going good. Look at that tackle being made in cap. He just crossed his legs in between Upamecano. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is a bad tackle being made. He deserves a red card for this. Hincap deserves a red card for this. Hincap deserves a red card for this. All eyes had to be on the watch of the Leverkusen players because they are tackling that very bad. They are tackling that very bad. And it was much seen in the previous picture as well. They took the advantage of those referees in the previous game, and in this, whether it is going to happen or not, will that be the watch? Who is going to make those critical decisions? That will also be the watch to have. That was a bad tackle. Hincap must have been given a red card. Musiala, oh my God, look at that. Jonathan Tah just tackles Musiala so bad. Musiala is down to the pitch. Oh my God. This game is taking the toll of the players. Leverkusen players will definitely go for those tackles because they know they will be down by 1 or 2 goals if they doesn't do it good. Musiala is down on the ground. Musiala is down on the ground. Big aspects from both the teams. Musiala is down on the grounds. Musiala is down on the grounds. He has got those contract extensions, and look at that challenge which was made to Musiala. Leverkusen players are making those big tackles. Harry Kane has got that ball against Tapsoba. No, denied. Grimaldo on the wings. Olise dropping down good. Upamecano getting those clearances. Fair enough. Lama, Kimmich. Look at that challenge made to Lama again. Leverkusen players are playing rusty. They know they are going to get those losses, and they are playing bad. They are playing bad. This sort of tackles is definitely not needed. This sort of tackles is definitely not needed. Musiala getting that to Harry Kane, switching the wing. I mean, Leverkusen players with this tactical capability which they are playing after the first 25 minutes, they will definitely get exhausted. Hiroki Ito, left backs. Kimmich, Min, passing to Ito. Look at that confidence Ito is having. Hiroki Ito is having that great confidence on him playing on the left backs. Look at that. Moving to the midfields, Ito is the man. All the fireworks, all the smoke which was present on the pitch has now cleared up. And definitely this is going to be big. This is going to be big. Mukele going to take that free kick. Look at that challenge from Hiroki Ito. He is a big man. Hiroki Ito is a big man. Definitely he is worth for. The new signing in these summers, but due to his injuries, he wasn't available. But now Frimpong, the ball is off for throw. What is the referee doing? Is that a corner or a goal kick? Is that a corner or a goal kick? It is safe, boys. It is safe. It is a goal kick. It is safe. I mean, the lineups are to be much praised for Vincent Company. He has given Hiroki Ito those left back movements. That is definitely worth for. And Hiroki Ito must need to prove. And the space which he is not giving to Frimpong is definitely getting those nerves out of it. Harry Kane crosses that to Coman on the left wings. Coman on the edge of the box passes that to Musiala. Take that shot, boy. Back to Coman. Pavlovic, Kimmich. Kimmich changes the wings to Lima. Lima with that cross. Harry Kane header denied. Oh my god. That could have been a deadly and a lethal header from Harry Kane to be seen. That could have been a deadly and lethal Harry Kane header. So yes, Jamal Musiala is in the squad for 2030, up to 2030. That is going to be big. Hincape has got that yellow card. Now it is Xavi Alonso who is getting agitated on the sidelines. I think Xavi Alonso will definitely quit after this season because there are something that Leverkusen are going to sell some of their big players after this season. And Leverkusen will have to come up big with new appointments as well as those new recruits. Upamecano up against Florian Wirtz. Safe for Manuel Neuer. No worries. No worries for Manuel Neuer. Good contract extension has been given to Musiala, but we need those contract extensions for Captain Kimmich as well as soon as possible. Olise is the future. Musiala has been seen as the next. Ito will be on the left backs. Alfonso Davis has also got those extensions. It is the need of a center forward which Bayern has to build up. It is the need of the next center forward which Bayern has to build up for the future. It is that sole Harry Kane who is staying. Bayern needs to get some sort of new recruitments. It is Frimpong. Ella passes that inside the box. Denied. Harry Kane not getting those touches. Good. Kim finally getting those clearances. All the players are getting those moves. Anything can happen. But Leverkusen are not looking lethal in the build-up, whereas Bayern are staying bit deep. Hideki. Hideki is taking his time for those passes to be made. Ito getting those header deflections good. Pavlovic drops back to Upamecano, but Upamecano, what a Trivela shot that was. He commits a big mistake. You can't afford to make those big mistakes, boys. You can't afford to make those big mistakes. Stop passing that. Wide for Florian Wirtz. Upamecano getting those header deflections. Lima back passes to Manuel Neuer. Neuer gets the clearance. Manuel Neuer gets that clearance good. Kapsova with that throw to Hideki. Hideki is not getting those passes to the centre backs. Rather, he is going for those long passes to be made. Pavlovic and Kimmich staying back. It is Olise and Coman also staying deep down on their defensive aspects. Good block from Upamecano. Look at that. Leverkusen are now starting building up that pressure. Look at that pass from Florian Wirtz. Man, Florian Wirtz is definitely a good player to watch. What a pass that was. I mean, the only worrying aspect which Bayern has to make in this, with this lineup to talk about, is with the likes of Lima on the right backs, Olise and Coman on the wings, Musiala on the mid pitch, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Upamecano, Min, Grimaldo. With that, corner being taken, header interception from Upamecano. It is Lama which Leverkusen are now targeting to get those passes from their left wings. Lama is the man who has been targeted. Hiroki Ito has shown his character. He is not going to allow anything incoming from his side, but it is Lama which Leverkusen are now targeting time and again. Look at that. Florian Wirtz making those moves. Upamecano is staying high up on the pitch. Upamecano is not sticking to that centre back lineup. But the sides where Lammer is playing, Leverkusen has found that spot bit comfortable, and time and again they are making those moves. Weeds inside the nets. That is the header opportunity denied. Min Jae Kim finally getting those deflections. It is Conrad Lammer, the spot where Leverkusen has found that soft pitch. That is that soft spot on the pitch which Leverkusen has found. It is the likes of Lammer which they are targeting. Leverkusen are time and again targeting the aspect from where Conrad Lammer is placed. It is for Kimmich to drop down deep. That was a win goal. Weeds just went it straight for the nets. Manuel Neuer getting those deflections. Frimpong and Tella both jumped in. It is Hiroki Ito making those slaves. Look at that. Hiroki Ito is making his bold move on the pitch. Hiroki Ito is making his bold character to be shown on the page, not allowing anything coming onto him. It is for Lammer to show those exact character. Hiroki Ito passes that for Koman, but Koman was a bit late in making those runs straight to Hideki. Look at that combined effect. Hiroki Ito is that combined effect on the left back. He is playing so good. He is playing those defensive full back. Yes, in this lineup, Bayern are definitely going to be a bit worried off from their right back options where Lama is staying. Leverkusen are trying to dominate the pitch. That was their first big opportunity which they have got so far in this game. Pimpong, that throw to Weeds. Weeds is playing those fluidity on the pitch. Back to Ta. I mean, to talk about Jonathan Ta, he is up against Musiala. Musiala can get past him, but it is Pavlovic and Kimmich who are staying high up on the pitch. Again, again, it is Lammer in cap getting those crosses. Oh my god! Oh my god! What a cross that was from Hincap, and Nathan Tella just gets that shot, but I think he has collided with the post. That ball hits the top bar post again. It is the likes of the positioning of Lammer from where Leverkusen are getting those evaluations. Man, it was Hiroki Ito. Look at those tackles. Oh my god. Tala just collides with the post. I think he isn't off for injuries. This game is taking those nerves and Leverkusen are dominating it. That is a big foul to Musiala and the referee has finally blown the whistle. To talk about this man, hope he doesn't commit any sort of mistakes on the pitch. Hope this man doesn't commit any sort of mistakes. Mr. Daniel Swabart, please don't commit any sort of mistakes on the pitch. This is a crucial match to be played, but in the table, if we talk about, Bayern are still at the top. And the stats, if we are talking, it is those four shots which Leverkusen has taken, none by Bayern so far. Hiroki Ito crosses the wings, tries to go for Olise, but Hincap, the man, is staying so good. It is Olise and Lama not getting the playmaking of Grimaldo, Hincap from their wings. Oh my god, Frimpong again inside the box tries to get a cut in into the mid, but the flags are raised. Look at it. Performances, evaluations of Hiroki Ito, he is doing marvelous. Look at that positioning from Hiroki Ito. He was staying straight on the lines with Upamecano, and yes, Frimpong was offside. Hiroki Ito is doing his job good. He is denying anything incoming from his side from the likes of Frimpong. Hiroki Ito is denying anything which is incoming from his sides from the likes of Frimpong Tala. He is denying anything, but it is the likes of Lama and Olise against the likes of Grimaldo and Weeds as well as Hincap. They are causing those troubles. Olise to Harry Kane on the right wings. Kane goes for that cross. Coman header, get it. Oh my god. Bit low, bit low. Ito getting those recovery. Min has a fall on the pitch. Oh my god. So Meccano gets that save. Back to Neuer. Neuer gets Lammer. I think Kimmich should move on to the right backs and Lammer should be given those midfield opportunities. Yes, because Lammer is being time and again targeting by the Leverkusen players. It is for Kimmich to drop down to the right backs. Yes, that is what now seem happening. Ito moving up high on the pitch, passes that to Musiala. Musiala gets it. He's on the edge of the box. It is late. The Leverkusen players have dropped down on their defensive aspect. Kim, Upamecano, Kimmich, Olise, back to Kimmich. Kimmich again, getting those orchestrating movements from the mid pitch, passes that to Coman, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Upamecano, Bayern are trying to find those spaces. Harry Kane back to Pavlovic because Leverkusen, after those 29 minutes, as we expected, and from our predictions, it is definitely Bayern are going to win it by 2-0. That is from my predictions in this game. But what is that going to happen will definitely end to the result after the stoppage time. But hope this referee Daniel Savard doesn't make any big mistakes. So Meccano passes that to Kim. Bayern are struggling finding those spaces because Leverkusen are deep down. I mean, they have covered those wings, they have covered those center mid pitch, and they are counting those numbers so good. What is that? Look at that from Terrier. He just gives a push to Hiroki Ito on the sidelines. And what was the need of doing that? Leverkusen players at times are intimidating Bayern players with their physicality, but is that going to be true? Is that going to be true? Kapsova passes that to Ta. Ta does a chip shot, interception from Koman, but Pavlovic in the mid pitch is lacking something. I mean, he is not looking in the best of his form. It is Hincap against Lama again. Hincap and Lama, the race is looking bit one-sided. Lama is getting those easy tackles won. Conrad Lama is getting those easy tackles won. So far in this game, talking about the aspects, it is that position of 34%. I mean, the votes of 34%, which has come for Leverkusen. It is those 34% for Bayern. And yes, it is those 32% who are going for a draw, as well as those of you who are watching this, give your votes on the poll section, which has been pinned on the chat. It is Olise getting those shots. Will he get that? Harry Kane, miss pass. Oh my God. That could have been a big opportunity. But Olise gets that shot to Musiala a bit late. But Musiala, look at him. Granit Xhaka, he is. Oh my God, that is a shot being taken for Manuel Neuer high up. Florian Wirtz takes that shot against Manuel Neuer. Look at that positioning from Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer was quite alert to make those back runs. What a classic game this is going on. I mean, look at it. Oh my God, Harry Kane is down to the ground. The referee has blown the whistle. Give him that card. Oh my God, that is a big blow injury to Harry Kane. I mean, such sort of rusty plays. Look at that again. It was, I think, Hincap again. Look at that tackle being made to Harry Kane. Hope he doesn't get any injuries. Injuries are a big concern this season. Injuries are a big concern this season. If that is going to be an injury blow, no, Harry Kane is back on his feet. Ito Pavlovic is not getting those spots. Pavlovic is not getting those spots converted good. Pavlovic is not getting those spots converted good. It is Pavlovic and Lamo, both of them are struggling in their form. I mean, the forwards, Coman, Musiala, Olise, Harry Kane, they are not getting those positions good enough to get those tackles. That is what is looking lacking on the pitch. Man, with this lineup, they are looking lacking in the frontline defense. From the likes of Olise, Musiala, Coman, Harry Kane, they are not getting those wins in the opposition defense. It is just once that was the opportunity seen incoming. It is Zaka getting those free kick. Goes for those far wings for Weeds. That was Michele trying to get a cut in. Ball being deflected but at the cost of a corner. That is a corner which is going to be incoming. It was the previous leg in the Bundesliga where Bayern were getting those big build-ups as well as those big stints on the pitch. But now at the Bay Arena in the second leg of the Bundesliga between these two teams, it is Leverkusen who are trying to dominate the pitch. It is looking quite evident because so far 5 shots which Leverkusen has taken, I mean 2 of them would have been a goal, but Bayern on the other hand hasn't been able to take a shot at the woodwork. Him again getting those clearances for Koman. Koman against Ta. Ta is physically dominating against Kingsley Coman. My mistake, guys. It was Michele. Michele is getting those physical dominance against Kingsley Coman. Whereas Leverkusen has just made 190 passes so far in this game. Everything in their thirds and fourths are looking so good. Harry Kane gets that for Pavlovic. Kingsley Coman is having a fall on the pitch. Kingsley Coman is not looking that efficient as well. The creativity from Coman is much expected. He's not even that young in the squad to make that happen. But it is those senior moments which Coman now has to come incoming from him. Michele again, Ito getting those interceptions good. The ball is off for a throw. Musiala has got those contract extensions. It is time for him to show those characters as well. I mean, it has been quite a few matches where Musiala hasn't been seen much performing. That is also the aspect is to talk about Musiala in his stats. Out of those 193 games played, he has got those 58 goals, and this season 18 games, 10 goals in the Bundesliga. That is a good challenge from Kim, but at the cost of a yellow card. Ito getting those tackles good enough. Ito is making his presence felt on the pitch. Ito is making his presence felt on the pitch time and again, and he is denying everything which is coming in from the sides of Nathan Tella, Frimpong. He is denying everything. I mean, that was the stats of Jamal Musiala, but Florian Wirtz, on the other hand, 21 games in the Bundesliga, 9 goals. 186 games all in all at Leverkusen, 56 goals. Both Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala are going par to par with each other. The two new upcoming Germany bombers are definitely seen. But to talk about Grimaldo this season, I mean, he was at a goal scoring three in the previous season, but this season, 19 games, he has got just 2 goals and 4 assists. It was those 9 to 10 goals which Grimaldo and Frimpong got in the previous season. And the same that of Frimpong, he has got those 3 goals out of those 21 games. To talk about Leverkusen, Frimpong, and the likes of, oh my god, that was close, but Manuel Neuer gets that. No, it was Min Kim Min getting those deflections. Look at those tackles which are being made. Look at those tackles which are being made. It is Hincap who is already on a yellow card and he is making those tackles time and again. He is denying those counter runs which are to be made. Yes, Grimaldo and Frimpong this season not doing the best which was expected much, which they did it in the previous season. But to talk about Hincap, I mean he has just got a single goal. I mean the total goals which Leverkusen has scored, I mean 49 this season. It is the likes of Florian Wirtz who has got those maximum, and it is definitely the likes of Boniface. To talk about him in his stats, 12 games, he has played 7 goals, and Patrick Schick from Leverkusen this season, 18 matches, 14 goals. So Patrick Schick has been dominating in those goal scoring opportunities this season at Leverkusen. Rotation is what is Javi Alonso doing time and again to be happening. It is the rotation which is causing those trends. So Patrick Schick on the stats for Leverkusen is on a high this season. It is then Florian Wirtz and Victor Boniface, the top scorers, whereas Wirtz is also has also got those 9 assists. Florian Wirtz is making those stats count so big for him. Min Jae Kim getting that first touch, not good enough. Tella trying to get it past. Pavlovic dropping down, but safe for Kim, and the ball is off for a goal kick. Oh my god. Two of the shots which Leverkusen had so far just hits the woodwork, otherwise, to be precise, the top bar. Otherwise, it would have been Leverkusen 2 and Bayern 0 on the score sheets. 43 minutes are up. 2 minutes of the first half to be left. And on the stats to talk about, Bayern still hasn't got a shot to the post. They have got those Champions League games. They have got that win against Celtic. They have got the games against Stuttgart. They have got the games against Frankfurt as well. This month, this is a big month for Bayern, and time and again, Leverkusen players are getting those tackles against the forwards. It is something big. It is something big which Bayern has to build up. They can't afford to get any more injuries. Bayern can't afford to get any more injuries. It is just 2 yellow cards being shown. It is Hiroki Ito and it is the likes of, I mean, from Leverkusen, it is Hincap who has got that yellow card. 2 yellow cards being shown by the man on the pitch, the referee Daniel Sabert. It is Kimmich trying to take that corner. Olise, no, that is a free kick. Bit wide from the box. This is a big opportunity which Bayern can get it converted. Musiala is there on a free space. Musiala is there on a free space on the sidelines. Takes that header for Harry Kane. Man, look at that. That was a Harry Kane header. Kimmich gets that good. No one was offside. but Harry Kane just couldn't get a good touch to it. These are the opportunities which Harry Kane has to convert. These are the opportunities. And look at that move from Hincap again. He just hits the face of Harry Kane. That was intentional. I mean, Harry Kane who just hits the ball with his head, and it was Hincap again getting those hit and run movement against Harry Kane. That player from Ecuador, he is definitely getting those tackles and he is getting those nerves. It is Harry Kane down on the pitch. Some sort of physical aid being given to him. That is a bad challenge. 1 minute of added time. 1 minute of added time is up. Harry Kane has got a knock and a hit on his face, and that is a bad challenge. I think Vincent Company is going for those substitutions. Has Harry Kane given that call? Harry Kane is off to the sidelines and Bayern are down to 10 men. Leverkusen, are they going to get the opportunity of getting a goal out of it? Because 1 minute of added time in the first half is up. It is Frimpong again against Lama, gets that cross. Damn, Leverkusen players are playing so rusty, man. You are getting those. It is Terrier Mukele, I mean, who has got those challenges. I mean, Noddy Mukele, Leverkusen are playing it so bad and challenging. There is a war going on, but not a brawl on the pitch. Physically, that has been a brawl so far on the pitch. In cap, confirming it with Harry Kane that whether he is going to continue for the second half as well. Oh my god, oh my god. In cap already has created that damage and Bayern can't afford to get those. Bayern can't afford to get those. I mean injuries. It is the halftime over here at the Bay Arena and the stats are quite disheartening for Bayern because in the Champions League they have got those two fixtures. They have got Leverkusen, Stuttgart as well as Frankfurt this month. Huge, huge schedule for Bayern. If they are going to overcome this, then they are going to be in the long race. If they are going to fumble, Vincent Company, is he going to fumble with the fixtures which he is having this month? It is the character which will be much seen who is going to stay tall. And this game, much of the expectations are that it is going to be a draw. Many are saying, and to talk about the challenges which Leverkusen players are making, that is looking a bit disheartening because if there is some sort of injuries incoming for Bayern, Vincent Company will definitely not be able to sustain those. Already with Alfonso Davies, Pelina Perez injured, it will be the likes of Leroy Sané and Gnabry coming in those 65 to 70 minutes in the second half, where Bayern will definitely try for those incoming goals. But Kuman and Olise and Musiala have also to show some sort of character in this first half as well as in the upcoming 10 to 15 minutes of the second half. On these stats, it has been disheartening for Bayern. No shots being taken with the lineup, whereas the first 15 minutes was bit terrorizing from the likes of Leverkusen because they were having it so good. They were having it so good. The Bundesliga table, if this game goes on a draw, Bayern will be at 55 points, whereas Leverkusen will be at 47 points, 8 points behind Bayern. But a win for Leverkusen will shrink this to 5 points. That will be close enough, which Xabi Alonso would definitely want to have because it is their home. So yes, do stay tuned to it. There is a break ongoing, and I will also take a short break out of here and hope the referee on the pitch doesn't commit any sort of mistakes. Mr. Daniel Sabot, take a word with this, and please don't make any hasty decisions because the previous because it was the previous fixture where Bayern and Leverkusen were facing, and it was that referee who gave those red cards to Manuel Neuer, and Bayern were evicted off the DFB Pokal, a 1-0 lead from Leverkusen. And in the first leg, Leverkusen has got that draw against Bayern. And this is the second leg. What is that going to be incoming in the second half? We will be having the watch. Do stay tuned, and I will be back in just 1 minute. Before the second half starts, I will be just back. Just give me a 1 minute short break. It is Conrad Lammer who is time and again playing those bad rules on the pitch. Hey guys, I'm back from that short break, and as promised, I am just on before the start of the second half. But to talk about this game, it is from the sides of Conrad Lammer, where the team is struggling, as well as Olise, Hincap, Grimaldo, and Weeds are overpowering from the sides. It is Granit Xhaka who is man marking Musiala too good, Ta and Tapsoba not giving any space for Harry Kane, whereas no sort of creativity has been seen from Bayern so far. They are looking defending on the pitch, whereas Pavlovic is also struggling. Coman, Upamecano has been doing a decent job, but Vincent Company has no other options. I mean, he has got Kimmich on the mid pitch, Lama on the right backs, and he could have got Stanisic, but Stanisic is a lone returnee. He can't be that confident about him. Sacha Boy could be an option, but Sacha Boy hasn't got those play time this season. He was down with the injury the previous season, and this season also most of the times he is under injuries. But if Bayern in the first half were looking for those defensive aspects, then instead of placing the likes of either Olise and Coman, why they didn't went for that third center midfield, the presence of Goretzka might would have been there, or it would have been Guerrero making those runs consistently. But it is Olise and Coman, they will be drying up of their gas on those 60 minutes. After that, it will be the likes of Leroy Sané and Gnabry coming in. Hiroki Ito on the left backs is doing his job decent. He is not allowing Tala and Frimpong to get anything cut in. He is showing his character good enough. It is those right back movements from Bayern which is struggling. On the other hand, Leverkusen with the likes of Tapsoba and Ta, Harry Kane has to get some sort of clinical finishing outside the box if this game Bayern are trying to get something out of it, or if they are going for those draws because of the big fixtures they are having this month. It will be a bit late because Leverkusen will try to get those big moments late on those 5 to 10 minutes. In this stoppage time, if we talk about Leverkusen with the presence of Patrick Schick, who is on a goal scoring spree this season, he has got those 14-15 goals. Victor Boniface is also back from the injuries, but there are much associated links that Boniface is going to get those transfers. Jonathan Tah is also on those transfer talks going on. In the summers, he will get it. But Bayern has got the likes of Alfonso Davies, Musiala confirmed up to 2030. The new faces for Bayern in the upcoming 4 to 5 years down the line will be much seen. Hiroki Ito on the left backs is also showing his consistency. But will Bayern go for those substitutions, or they will wait for those 65 to 70 minutes to be seen on the pitch? Because on the stats for Bayern, it has been disheartening that they haven't got a single shot on goal, whereas Leverkusen has got 6 shots, 1 on target, 2 hitting the woodwork, and the 3 were out of any range to be calculated. A decent 216 passes from Leverkusen, 284 from Bayern, just counting the numbers. 81% accuracy passed by Leverkusen, whereas 83% from Bayern in the thirds and fourths, where Leverkusen is lacking. 11 fouls Leverkusen has committed. That is what disheartening. They are getting those fouls. 1 yellow card for both. Is Hincap from Leverkusen getting a yellow card, and it is the likes of Ito getting those big tackles, saving a big goal out of it. No red cards, 2 offsides from Leverkusen, 1 from Bayern, 2 corners from Leverkusen, and not a single corner for Bayern so far. That is something Bayern Leverkusen just heads into the second half I mean, that was something which was definitely going to be, and still it is the second half ongoing. I mean, not ongoing, it is still the break which is happening over here. And with this lineup from Leverkusen, they are looking lethal. Leverkusen are definitely looking lethal. They are making those numbers count so good. They are looking those numbers count so good on the pitch. They are denying everything, whatever is coming on to the pitch. I mean, it is all for the band players to show their characters. And no substitutions needed. No substitutions. Neither Xabi Alonso nor Vincent Company will go for any sort of substitutions to be happening on the pitch. Not required. And yes, those of you who are watching the stream, do give your votes on the chat section, which has been pinned the poll, that whether it is the record mister, whether it is the never lose and execution, is it going to be a draw, or this is going to be, this game is going to be abandoned. What is going to be the result? Because from our predictions, it is Bayern going to get those 2-0 victories over Leverkusen. That is from my side. What are your predictions? To give it. Whereas on this survey, it is the likes of, I mean, 33% for Leverkusen, 33% for Bayern wins, and 34% for a draw. Equal votes have come in. Equal votes have come in for both the teams, and the lineups for both of them are looking at so good on the pitch. But how is that going to cause those big upsets? How is that going to cause those big upsets? On the other hand of the pitch, across the globe, it is the likes of Lazio and Napoli ongoing 76 minutes. Napoli 2, Lazio 1, as well as Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. No goals being scored by both the teams, and the second half has just begun. The second half has just begun over here at the Bay Arena. It has just started. Leverkusen is passing the ball. There's Olise getting the hold of it. Back to Pamecano. Kimmich passing back to Kim. Neuer getting those clearances. It is for Musiala. Harry Kane. Harry Kane deep lying to it. Not getting that pass on their first move. Ito. Back passes to Pavlovic. Kimmich. I mean, the time which the Leverkusen players take to settle on the pitch, they are just not getting those passes to be made. Whereas Bayern in their thirds and fourths is struggling bit. There is Coman winning those challenges. Oh my god. Granit Xhaka playing that foul movement on the pitch, and he is making it look nasty. That is not a foul from Musiala to Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka has done that intentionally. Just look at that on the pitch. He intentionally puts his left leg onto it, and that is a bad stint moment from Granit Xhaka. That is something annoying. In the pitch of football, he is just trying to get past the tackles with those sluggish movements. Granit Xhaka is a deceitful player to be seen on the pitch. He makes those moves look so bad. And he makes those commitments look so bad. He is trying to get any sort of cards for Jamal Musiala. But the referee on the pitch, not to deny of the fact, he has been doing it so good. Florian Wirtz with that free kick being taken, had an opportunity. Oh my god, no clearances from the Bayern defense. Neither Leverkusen gets that clinical. It is their Tapsoba trying to get a cut in. Pavlovic finally gets that to Koman. Olise, most of the passes from Bayern in their counters is happening from the mid pitch, whereas they are not going wide enough from the wings to get those counters happening. It is those late running movements which Bayern is struggling. Koman on the wings. Back to Pavlovic. Kim. Pavlovic again. Ito. Kane dropping in. But where is that move which Harry Kane is making? He is dropping down, that is good. But on the other hand, the runs which he has to make is not happening. That is what Leverkusen is taking the advantage of. Harry Kane passes that for Lima. No. Olise interception against Grimaldo. The ball is off for a throw in favor of Leverkusen. Back passes that to Hincap. Tapsova. Zaka. Back passes to Hideki. Kane has to take advantage of this goalkeeper Hideki. But what sort of challenges is Conrad Lammer doing on the pitch? I'm not being able to understand. What sort of interceptions is Conrad Lammer trying to take on the pitch? I am not being able to understand. It was the opportunity which Leverkusen sensed it so good. Conrad Lammer and Upamecano both were high up on the pitch. And Leverkusen just tried to change the wings. Neuer to Upamecano, Lammer. Conrad Lammer is out of form, out of shape. Conrad Lammer is looking out of form, out of shape. That is what Leverkusen is trying time and again from the sides of Lammer. Look at it. They are getting the Bayern players outnumbered. They are getting the Bayern players outnumbered time and again from the positioning aspects of Lammer. Lammer back passes to Kimmich. Kimmich has no option. I mean, how is this game looking? Because Bayern are not making those moves. They are deep on their defensive half. Not even getting those presses good. Bayern is really struggling over here. Bayern is really struggling over here. Frimpong on the right wings. Crosses that for Tella again. Inside the box. Lima, please clear it. Thank God. Nathan Tella is consistently making his move against Upamecano. Upamecano with that challenge was good enough and Lama gets that clearance. What is that? What is that check ongoing? No check required. That is some sort of game pause moment which Leverkusen were trying to have because they are running short of their energy. 7 minutes into the second half. It is Tapsoba again with the challenge to Olise. Leverkusen are making those challenges, man. They are getting frustrated and they are making those challenges. That is bit disheartening. It is Kinsley Coman, but Hideki makes his move so good. Hideki on his attacking aspects, offensive aspects. Oh my god, that is a bad challenge to Pavlovic. Pavlovic is down to the pitch and Nathan Tella is consistently making those stints. Pavlovic has made that challenge. He is down to the ground and the referee has just brought his yellow card. Oh my god, that is going to be a yellow card for Pavlovic, or is that going to be for Nathan Tella? Look at that from Nathan Tella. I mean, Pavlovic hits the ball first, but it was Nathan Tella who comes in from the behind, and it is Pavlovic getting that yellow card. Oh my god, what a decision that is from Daniel Sabert, the referee on the pitch. That is beyond my scope of understanding. This referral decision where Pavlovic was given that yellow card, this is beyond my scope of imagination, my scope of understanding. I am not being able to understand what a sort of yellow card that was for Pavlovic on the pitch. It's taking that free kick straight. It is for Tella, but back passes that to Granit Xhaka. In cap, getting those interceptions. Upamecano finally getting that clearance. Pressure mounting up. Pressure is mounting up for the Bayern players in the mid pitch. Xhaka again goes for Hincap on the left wings. Look at that defensive aspect. I mean, Lama and Kimmich this time, that was definitely a good move from Lama, not giving those passes inside the box. That was definitely a good move from Lama. Appreciate it. It is much appreciable. A good move that is. Kimmich sliding in. Pavlovic. Pavlovic is getting agitated. Pavlovic is getting agitated because he has been shown that yellow card which he doesn't deserve, and this time he goes for that clearance. It was against Granit Xhaka. The game is taking the nerves. The game is going on a big heat and taking the nerves of the players. This game is taking the nerves of the players. Oh my god, this is going huge. This is going to be huge. Him back passes to Neuer, Neuer to Harry Kane, but Harry Kane is not getting that first touch good enough to collect that lofted ball high up in the air. Oh my god. Hideki again clearing that ball. Hiroki Ito, my goodness. You are making those. Look at that challenge from Tapsoba to Olise. He is holding Olise like anything. Oh my god. Olise made that move, but Tapsoba is holding. He just got hold of Olise with his jersey. Oh my god. Leverkusen are playing everything what they can do to get those 3 points because they are lagging behind and they definitely need it. Whereas Bayern are playing bit defensive in their approach. Olise against Tapsoba, but no movement from Lama. Lama again makes those moves, and it is the likes of Grimaldo Look at Upamecano. He is high up on the pitch. Oh my God. Leverkusen are doing this intentionally. Look at that. Every time they are trying to get it to Tapsoba on their centre backs. It is the likes of Olise just trying to press, and Lama is also trying to counter press. It is that space where Grimaldo or Nathantella or Words are taking those overlaps, and it is resulting in with that odd man out on the pitch. Granit Xhaka with that free kick. Left footer goes for the inside the box. Oh my god, what a clearance from Neuer. That's a corner. I mean, Manuel Neuer getting this type of clearances is not much expected. But what sort of clearance is that? It is looking that the Bayern players are looking bit down in their energy. They have played an away game in the Champions League that was against Celtic. That was a hard fought game. It is also the back to back hard fought games which they are playing. Next, it is Frankfurt. Next, it is, oh my god, a shot taken inside the box. Tella again. Man, Nathan Tella is creating those disturbances. So quick he was. Look at that offensive awareness from Nathan Tella. Minje Kim was no way alert to it and got that deflection, but Nathan Tella sensing that inside the box he was so quick and he just gets that half bicycle kick, but it was wide of the post. Otherwise, it would have been a goal. Oh my god, Kim Min Jae again getting that bad clearances. What is that happening? Ronaldo back passes to Hincap. Olise again pressing it against Tapsoba, but Tapsoba again going for Florian Wirtz and Grimaldo. That is the positioning aspect where Lima is pressing high and Leverkusen are only targeting that aspect of the pitch, whereas on the left backs, Hiroki Ito is standing like a giant, not giving any spaces to Leverkusen to get it. 8 shots, Leverkusen, but 60 minutes are up. No shots being taken by Bayern so far in this game. Not a single shot taken by Bayern. At least Neuer passes that to Kim Ito. That is a missed pass. It is Frimpong again on the right wings. Ito defends it good. Frimpong, Mukele passes that to Zaka. Kingsley Coman pressing it. Frimpong again from the right wings. Manuel Neuer gets that clearance good. Damn, that is a corner incoming. That is a corner incoming. Again, Leverkusen are going to take that corner. They already have got those third. This is the fourth one. Kim getting those header interceptions good. Passes to Weeds. Pavlovic, sliding tackle, interception. I mean, Leverkusen are playing with that fluidity on the pitch. Look at that fluid formation. They are consistently overlapping with those positions. With those tremendous fluidity on the pitch in the formation, they are maintaining their build-up as well. Shah passes that to Tapsova. That is Olise with that interception against Weeds in cap. Now he has been tackled good enough by Lammer. Lammer in the first half was struggling, but in the second half, he is looking bit composed. No denying the fact. Conrad Lammer is looking bit composed in the second half, whereas in the first half he was struggling. Kim against Frimpong. That is Kim getting those interceptions good, denying Frimpong. Oh man. Kimmich back passes to Ito. Ito finally getting those clearances. Not a single shot. Bayern has been given the chance to take a shot. Hideki. It is Lama again, pressing it high up, but now he drops down. It is Vincent Company from the sidelines asking Lama to drop down on the pitch. That is what Leverkusen wants. That is the simple thing which Leverkusen wants from the right back aspect to be happening. 64 minutes 20 seconds. My goodness. Inside the box, challenge made. Kingsley Coman getting those tackles good enough. No worries. It is Florian Wirtz down to the pitch. That is a corner being awarded. Leverkusen again getting those corners. Man, Leverkusen are playing it so good. Grimaldo, cross, start to the far post. That is the header. It again hits the woodwork. Oh my god. It again hits the woodwork. That shot from Leverkusen, it hits the woodwork again. Pavlovic, why are you not clearing that ball? Thank God it is that clearance. Bayern are looking just getting those deep defensive aspects in the pitch, and they are not going much higher than the mid center line. Bayern has made their strategies too good from the first half that they are not going for those up corners. I mean, that is a different aspect which Bayern is having on the pitch. Oh my god, it is very rare scene, very rare aspect to watch Bayern not going for those attacks and rather staying. Oh my god, why the game has been stopped? What was that? It was Ulisse and Musiala again. Hiroki Ito. Oh my god, it was my mistake, guys. It was Hiroki Ito and Harry Kane as well as Manuel Neuer. Look at that. Bayern are going for those defensive reinforcements at the goal post. And apart from Manuel Neuer, it is Harry Kane as well as the likes of Hiroki Ito guarding the post. This is something a different approach which Vincent Company and as well as Bayern to talk about playing it. I mean, it is a very rare scene to be played. Scene. It is the substitutions which is coming on. Serge Gnabry comes in for Mikel Olise. Apart from that, there are also these substitutions which are incoming. Goretzka has been brought in, Pavlovic down. That is the substitution so far. No substitutions from Leverkusen so far on the pitch. Pavlovic and Olise moves to the sidelines. Leon Goretzka and Gnabry comes in. Just two substitutions which has been made. It is a free kick for Leverkusen. Granit Xhaka going to take it. And the third substitution as well comes in. It is Hiroki Ito out. Oh my god, Ito is out. And Stanisic has been brought in. Coman has been substituted as well. Leroy Sané, four substitutions from Bayern. But Hiroki Ito, why he was substituted? My goodness. And Stanisic has been called in. Stanisic was the man in the previous season. He scored a goal against Bayern because he was at Leverkusen on a loan, and in that game he had scored a goal against Bayern. But why Hiroki Ito was substituted? My goodness, I couldn't understand that. Hiroki Ito was doing good. It could have been the likes of Lammer substituting, Lammer being substituted by Stanisic. It is now Konrad Lammer who has moved to the left backs and Stanisic coming in to the right backs. Because Vincent Company had got a sense that it was from the likes of Hincap, Grimaldo and Wirtz where Leverkusen were trying to get those build-ups. It was Konrad Lammer who was staying there, but he has been moved to the left backs and Hiroki Ito has been substituted and Lammer moving to the left backs. Oh my god. It is that left foot or right foot preferences which Vincent Company is having. Stanisic is a right footer and he comes on to the right back, but he can play on both the foot. No worries about him. But to talk about Konrad Lammer, who has moved to the left backs, he is a player much preferably playing on the defensive midfield pitch, but his preferred foot is right foot. Vincent Company has moved that Lammer to the left backs. What sort of decision is that? But Stanisic, having the knowledge which Leverkusen tries to execute, is now blocking away everything. Stanisic is getting those moves blocked now from the right part of the defensive aspect from Leverkusen. Kala again trying to get a cut in against Kim. Stanisic. Stanisic gets that clearance good enough. Stanisic gets that clearance good enough. The Leverkusen sidelines are seen warming up. When is Xabi Alonso going to make these substitutions? Or is he staying with this because it is already 72 minutes on the pitch? No substitutions from Xabi Alonso. Will he go for those clutch moments? Will that be the aspect to watch? Because in these stats to talk about, it is Bayern who hasn't got any shots to be taken so far. Not a single shot taken by Bayern. 10 shots from Leverkusen, just 2 on target, so close to the nets most of the times. But not a single shot which Bayern has taken. They are going for those defensive aspects, preferring much into it. Neuer to Kim. Musiala dropping down. What a challenge that is. Give that a yellow card. What a challenge that is to Musiala. Kim Upamecano. What a missed pass. Grimaldo gets that deflection. Leroy Sané taking that free kick early. Passes to Stanisic. Sané again. Back to Stanisic. Upamecano. Neuer. Lama to Kim. Kim goes for Gnabry. Yes, it is Lama making those runs. Bayern can get this opportunity converted. They can get those numbers counted. Harry Kane inside the box. Will he take that shot? Man, Harry Kane is damn slow to take that shot. He is already looking exhausted on the pitch. Oh, man. These are the opportunities which you have to get it converted. And if you are getting those waste moments, I mean, that move from Harry Kane, that wasn't that justified. He could have taken the possession of the ball, he could have taken at least some passes, but he goes for that one shot. Oh my god, Upamecano. 6 yellow cards already this season. He will definitely miss the next game if he gets any more yellow cards. Weeds against Sane. Weeds is getting those moments so good. Leverkusen has got those rest. Leverkusen has got those time to prepare. I mean, to talk about Leverkusen, the last match which Leverkusen has played, it was, I mean, the February 8th. They have got more than a week to prepare. I mean, they have got those rest as well. I mean, their muscle memory, their legs are definitely looking good. But Bayern, with those fixtures in the Champions League as well as those away performances which Vincent Company's men couldn't perform in the Champions League, they have to play for the playoffs. On the 13th February, they had a game against Celtic where they traveled to, oh my god, I mean, where they traveled to Glasgow, Scotland to play that game against Celtic. And now they are traveling to Bay Arena. It is just the difference of 2.5 days where they are playing against Leverkusen. And again, after those 3 days, they will be facing Celtic. After that, they will get a 1 week time against Frankfurt and a 1 week time against Stuttgart. I mean, within 3 days, you are playing big matches like this. This is really going to take a big toll. Hope this game goes on good, and neither of the band players are going to get any sort of injuries. That is what is needed. 12 shots so far from Leverkusen. 76 minutes on the watch. Bayern will be too grateful that if they are getting those draws out of here and not conceding, at least maintaining that lead. Him against Stella, back passes to Neuer. It is looking quite evident that the band players are much exhausted because of those travels, this change of temperature, the change of climate. Everything is a bit adverse, and within just 3 days, you are getting those big fixtures. It would be safe if you are not getting those big injuries. The reason why Vincent Company in this game is looking a bit defensive in his approach, whereas Bayern, it is a rare scene to see them going defensive against any opposition to be played. Oh my god, Frimpong, what a cross that was, so wide. Frimpong is lacking his form as well from Leverkusen. To talk about Leverkusen, Frimpong is lacking his form and Grimaldo as well, but it is Florian Wirtz and Hincap who are creating those differences. But upon the appointment of Stanisic and dropping, oh my god, look at that! Thomas Tuchel on the stands watching this game. Look at that! Thomas Tuchel on the stands watching this game. Officially, he is on a payroll from Bayern and he is on the sidelines watching this game. Thomas Tuchel is this defensive aspect from Thomas Tuchel being just given to Bayern to get those implementations because it was the last time which Bayern played a bit of defensive aspect was under Thomas Tuchel. That was also a big, I mean, the clashes against Arsenal, the clashes against Real Madrid, Bayern went for those defensive approaches. It is the next time when I'm seeing after those instances under Vincent Company, Bayern are going for those defensive reinforcements. That is something, I mean, which I just had a deja vu by seeing that Vincent Company, I mean, Thomas Tuchel is on the sidelines. Conor Lammer on the left back, he is doing so good, but he is getting predicted at times, making those look at that. It is Kimmich down to the pitch, Palacios making those challenges. Man, Kimmich is not that player who gets. Look at that challenge from Palacios. Oh my god, that is a rusty challenge from Palacios. That is a rusty challenge from Palacios on the pitch. I mean, Leverkusen players are getting frustrated and they are getting those nasty tackles. Look at that fall which Palacios has on the pitch. And after falling even with those tackles, he tries to go for his left foot with those challenges. This is a bit disheartening. This is disheartening. This is disheartening. Such type of challenges which Leverkusen makes, they take those time and gain those energy back, and then they try to make those reinforcements. This Argentine player Palacios is not. I mean, from Leverkusen, it is Hincap. It is the likes of Tapsoba. It is the like of Palacios, Granit Xhaka. These are the players, those who commit those big mistakes. Larry Sané inside the box, a header that is Leon Goretzka gets that. Oh my. I think this is the first shot attempted or too wide of the post. The first shot which was attempted but way wide of the post. No worries for Hardeki. Hardeki gets that shot. Goretzka getting those interceptions. Lama back passes to Neuer. I mean, Bayern players are looking much exhausted. Bayern players are looking much exhausted on the pitch. The schedule, the fixtures, Bayern players are just looking too exhausted on the pitch. With this lineup, I mean, the substitutions which company has got is just four, whereas Leverkusen has got those big instances. Musiala trying to get some creativity, but being man marked by Granit Xhaka. That is a missed pass from Granit Xhaka, but Musiala is down to the pitch. Goes for Frimpong. Oh my god, Manuel Neuer finally getting those interceptions. Florian Wirtz was right on the spot, but Manuel Neuer getting those interceptions good. And with this lineup has got those four substitutions, whereas Leverkusen hasn't had a single substitution. They have got those 7 days of rest, more than 7 days to be precise. 83 minutes on the watch. Stanisic getting those clearances. Musiala, whom is he going to pass? He goes for Stanisic from the right wing. Stanisic is speeding up. That is a good move. I mean, Stanisic is that player who hasn't got those playtime, but he is back from the injuries. He is being used. He is doing good. He has got those fresh movements as well as those energies, much to be played up to those 90 minutes. But it will be a worry if Lama is going to get exhausted. It is 84 minutes and he loves to chase the ball. Police dropped in, Oman being substituted, Pavlovic also being substituted. Because in the next 3 days, Bayern are going to face Celtic. Him getting those interceptions, passing to Stanisic, Musiala. Musiala has a fall on the pitch, and it was Palacios again making those challenges. It is this substitution, Adley coming on. Zabi Alonso just dropping in Tella and getting Adley. The substitution, the super sub coming on. Nathan Tella had many opportunities, but every time he hits, it just gets the. Every time he hits the ball, it was just getting deflected from the outpost. At the Bay Arena, Leverkusen hitting those shots and everything of that is hitting the post. It is now Adley. Look at the speed with which he is running. But Macaro struggles to get it past. But finally gets that to Musiala. Adley is that man. He is of much speed. Defensive reinforcement coming in. Sacha Boy making his appearances. He is also fresh with those energies. Prayers on his mind. And it is Musiala dropping in. Bayern going for a more defensive reinforcement over here. Bayern are going for those defensive reinforcements over here. It is Sacha Boy moving in. Harry Kane passes to Leroy Sané. Sacha Boy as well. But Jonathan Tah gets that clearance good. Harry Kane getting that, but no, denied. Kimmich, Gnabry goes for Sané, but no. Leroy Sané was not moving with that centre forward appearances on the pitch. It is the time to show some threat at least, but no. With the fresh legs being appointed, Manuel Neuer, Harry Kane gets that for Leroy Sané, get it to Sacha Boy, man. That is a foul. Oh my god. 86 minutes, 34 seconds on the watch. 86 minutes, 34 seconds on the watch. Leverkusen are now seen dropping down on their defensive aspect. I mean, these substitutions which has been made finally, Risa and Adli coming in, Nathan Tella and Jamal Musiala called off. Leverkusen players were seen filled with so much of energy. They have got those more than 1 week of rest and they were playing it happening like anything, trying that to happen. But Leroy Sané not getting those touches. Leroy Sané is not getting those touches. Will Leverkusen go for those all-out defense and press it high up against Bayern? Or now they will drop down. It is Leverkusen high up on those attacking aspects, trying to get Bayern defense outnumbered, but no. Look at those moves. The ball is off the sidelines. Oh my god. Grimaldo has a fall on the pitch and he is doing that because he wants a penalty. The ball was already off the sidelines. That was a good move from Leroy Sané. No foul in it. He touches the ball first. 89 minutes on the watch. 1 minute plus stoppage time. How is that going to be? How is that going to be? Bayern has showed their class. Bayern has showed their temperament. But with these fixtures they are playing, so much this draw is definitely going to be a big aspect. The decider for the Bundesliga will definitely hold over here because with this draw they will be 8 points ahead of Leverkusen. Kimmich, Upamecano, Sacha Boey, Stanisic, but Boey makes those runs bit late. Kim Min Jae against Frimpong. 3 minutes of added time. I mean stoppage time for the second half. Jonathan Tah passes that to Zaka. Leverkusen are not going far to the wings. They knew that they are not going to get enough out of it. Tah passes to Tapsoba. Granit Xhaka trying to get his left footers, gets that to Grimaldo. Oh my god, that is a save. Upamecano gets it. Florian Wirtz, oh my god, thank god he misses that. This was a big chance for Florian Wirtz. And that is what you have to say if you are not playing for the big names. You are not going to get those muscle memory, boy. You are not going to get those muscle memory if you are not going to go for the big names. That is what the record mister is known for. That is what the record mister is known for. That was definitely, oh my god, it is Patrick Chick who has made the substitution. Grimaldo dropping in, and it is Patrick Chick. It is Patrick Schick who has made his appearance. Oh my god. Patrick Schick is that man who has scored, I mean, 15 goals, man. man. I mean, gets that clearance. But why is Leroy Sané not making those runs? Kim Min-jae, what a good tackle, what a good interception, denying any sort of shots to be taken from Frimpong. That is what I was saying. Frimpong and Grimaldo this season, I mean, the way they performed, look at that save from Manuel Neuer. He just punches the ball. Upamecano finally getting that interception, but Weeds would have converted it. But that is a big chance lost. Florian Wirtz has lost a big chance. Manuel Neuer with that goal kick, 92 minutes, 43 seconds. Just Gnabry, man, you are losing away everything on the pitch. Gnabry. It is Leverkusen trying to go for those counters. Lima is down on the pitch. Mukele gaze for Manuel Neuer. Oh my god, is that a corner going to come? What a challenge that is from Goretzka inside the box. Holy Christ. What a challenge. No, Goretzka made that challenge good. That was a sliding tackle. No worries, but a corner, that is the last corner which will be taken because 3 minutes of the stoppage time is up. It is 93 minutes 42 seconds on the watch. Which going to take that corner. Get those interceptions, boys. Get that clearance. 3 minutes of added time is up. It is on the 4th minute of the stoppage time. Leverkusen Wirtz with that corner, grows with that curler. That is Frimpong who has lost it. Ha ha! Big one. That draw will definitely get a big one. That draw is definitely going to prove big because this is definitely going to be a win. And the whistle has been blown. Oh my god, Bayern with those fixtures were down with those injuries and they have proved it. But to add more to it, it was Thomas Tuchel on the sidelines. It was Thomas Tuchel on the sidelines. And yes, those of you who had voted that Leverkusen Leverkusen, who has got those 7 days of rest time, hasn't got a goal out of it. And to talk about the stats, it is the likes of Bayern who have shown some sort of different approach to this game because of the fixtures. In just 2.5 to 3 days, they are playing those big matches. It is the likes of Leverkusen, it is the likes of the Champions League fixtures which they are getting it. But Thomas Tuchel on the sidelines and Bayern Munich playing those defensive aspects. Some sort of ironical thing is Thomas Tuchel already on a payroll from Bayern? Is he giving those side inputs to Vincent Company to be made? That is something bit ironical. I would have just not be, I'm not being able to understand what was that. But those of you who went for that draw, yes, definitely Bayern has got those draws and a very class performance that is definitely a class performance from Bayern Munich. And on the other hand, Ito played so good in the starting lineups. If we talk about both the teams, and some of the opportunities which Leverkusen missed, it is their 15 shots which they took, just 3 on target, and I think it is 4 or 5 of their shots hitting the woodwork. But Hiroki Ito on the lineup for Bayern has been doing it so good. Hiroki Ito on the starting lineup has been doing it so good for the Bayern. To talk about it, Olise wasn't seen much on the attacks, was Vincent Company straight going for those defensive aspects. Musiala, same as that. Coman, same. Harry Kane was also seen dropping down to the centre backs. Kimmich, decent performance. Pavlovic was a bit struggling in his form. Upamecano and Kim Min-jae, a very good performance, I would say, because they have been performing, almost every matches. That is, if you are going to get those energies, lack of those energies, but it didn't. Conrad Lama, on the other hand, in the first half was bit struggling against the likes of Hincap and Florian Wirtz in those build-ups from the left part of the pitch, and Lama from the right part of the defensive aspects of Bayern wasn't doing that good. Apart from that, there was nothing Bayern had to do apart from those defensive aspects because Vincent Company hadn't gone for those attacking aspects. But in the previous leg, it was Bayern who were dominating in those attacks and they were just humiliating Leverkusen. And apart from that, from Bayern's aspect, it was the Leverkusen who were from the likes of Wirtz were making those movements, but Hincap was the player who was making those impressive build-ups. Grimaldo was seen, and Frimpong, on the other hand, were not looking that lethal to be much seen. Palacios and Granit Xhaka on the mid-pitch, they were blocking away everything from Musiala, Olise, or it is that like from Coman. Hincap and Mukele both on those sweeper backs were performing good. Tapsova was a bit delunked, but Jonathan Tah was doing it good. And Manuel Neuer from Bayern Munich, definitely he was saving it and he has got those big saves. So that was all about the lineup from the likes of Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. We had the watch along today. And yes, more to talk about this lineup if we go for the table. It is those 22 games played. Bayern at the first spot with 55 points. Leverkusen at the second spot with 47 points. To talk about the fixtures for Leverkusen, the next one which they are going to face is Holstein Kiel. That is an away game for Leverkusen. And then they are going to face Frankfurt, Werder Bremen, and Stuttgart. Those are the fixtures in March when Leverkusen will have to play those Champions League fixtures as well. But to talk about Bayern, in this month, they already have the Champions League 2 playoffs. One they have played against Celtic, a win it is. Next, they have, this was the Leverkusen game, and Celtic, they have the second leg upcoming. Frankfurt at home, 2 consecutive home games for Bayern coming in. They will get those rest, and after that, an away game for Bayern at Stuttgart they will be playing. That is what the this month fixtures is for Bayern. And apart from that, Bayern has been looking good and complacent for what they have done it in this game. No denying the fact, no denying the fact. And the timeline which ends over here with a draw, the points being shared, Bayern still remains at the top of the table. And thank you for giving your votes on the poll section which was being created. It was 33% who gave those votes for a draw, it was 33% who went for Leverkusen, and it was 33% who went for the Rekordmeister to win. Apart from that, the watch-alongs which we had today was that of the Indian Super League, Kerala Blasters against Mohun Bagan Super Giants. Mohun Bagan Super Giants nailed it, bit hard against Kerala Blasters, winning it by 3-0. It was the La Liga round 24 where Real Madrid traveled to Osasuna for those round 24 matches, but it was a referee biased decision, and the man Jose Luis Muniara Mundaro, that was a waste man on the pitch. To talk about him, I will just like to have him on the screen. This man, the game against Osasuna and Real Madrid, that was a waste. We will make some sort of vlog on it. It will be coming on tomorrow morning. And Lazio and Napoli ended in a draw as well. The Serie A derby, Lazio and Napoli ended at a draw. And the Serie A table, which is now Napoli at the top. Whereas that of Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich ending that on a draw, and Bayern are staying at the top. That is all from my side. Back to back 2 watch alongs, one of 3.5 hours and This one which is running for more than 2 hours. I am exhausted and good night from my side. Keep going, guys. And tomorrow we are also having the fixtures. Let me just have a reconcile of it. To be precise, I mean, not tomorrow, it is already today. We can say that we have got the likes of matches which will be seen Saturday. It's Sunday. Yes, Sunday we will be having the watch of, I mean, two games I will go for. I will not be having those energies. Tottenham and Manchester United late at 10. We will be watching that. I mean, who is going to be the last spot in the Premier League? It is going to be Tottenham. It is going to be Manchester United. That will be watched. Ruben Amorim's men against Postecoglou. And late at night tomorrow, we will be also having the Serie A Derby d'Italia, Juventus and Inter Milan at the Alliance, the home of Juventus. These two will be the watch along. The playlist are created, and yes, those of you who want those watch links can get those social media links from our description in the video as well as in the chat section. Apart from that, I am off now, I am dead now, and I want to sleep. Joy Mohan Bagan, Mia San Mia for Bayern Munich, and Hala Madrid. These are the three watch alongs which we had, and we enjoyed it to our best. Bye, guys. Keep going.